What if I told you that your limits are only in your mind? David Goggins, once a broken child living in fear and poverty, transformed himself into a Navy SEAL and one of the toughest endurance athletes in the world. His life was not built on comfort or talent, but on discipline, pain, and the refusal to quit. Can't Hurt Me is not just his story, it's a challenge to every one of us. Through the 40% rule, Goggins shows that when you think you're done, you've only tapped a fraction of your true potential. This book is a call to face your fears, embrace the struggle, and prove to yourself that nothing can break you. Chapter 1. I Should Have Been a Statistic. David Goggins opens his story by taking us into the harsh reality of his childhood. Born into a life filled with poverty, abuse, and fear, he witnessed violence and racism from a very young age. His father was abusive, his family struggled financially, and the world seemed set against him. Every day was a battle just to survive, and many would have considered his future hopeless. Statistically, he was likely to fail. Despite this, Goggins describes how these early challenges became the foundation for his mental toughness. He explains how he faced racism at school, bullying from peers, and the weight of low expectations. Yet he refused to let these define him. Small victories like pushing himself to read more, exercising, and confronting his fears slowly built his resilience. Each painful moment was a lesson, shaping his mindset for the extreme challenges that awaited him later. By the end of the chapter, the reader realizes that Goggins' life was far from ordinary. He shows that even in circumstances where the odds are stacked against you, the mind can become the ultimate weapon. This chapter sets the tone for the book. Embracing pain, refusing excuses, and proving that you can rise above even the darkest beginnings. Chapter 2. Truth Hurts. In this chapter, David Goggins dives into the importance of facing the truth about yourself, no matter how uncomfortable it is. He talks about how he struggled with his weight, self-doubt, and fear of failure. For years, he avoided looking at himself honestly in the mirror, making excuses for his situation. But Goggins realized that growth begins when you confront reality head-on, without lies or excuses. He introduces the concept of the accountability mirror, where he would write down his weaknesses and goals on sticky notes and place them on his mirror. Every day, he would face himself, admit his failures, and commit to doing better. For example, he wrote notes about losing weight, improving his self-discipline, and pushing himself physically. This painful honesty became a powerful tool to transform his life. By the end of the chapter, Goggins teaches that accepting your flaws and being brutally honest is not easy, but it is necessary. Every challenge he faced, from extreme training to Navy SEAL preparation, started with this truth. The lesson is clear. To overcome life's obstacles, you must first see yourself clearly and refuse to let excuses control your destiny. Chapter 3. The Impossible Task. David Goggins recounts one of the toughest periods in his life, preparing for the Navy SEAL training, known for breaking even the strongest minds and bodies. He was overweight, out of shape, and faced countless people doubting his abilities. Every day felt like an impossible task, from running long distances to enduring brutal workouts. Yet he decided that giving up was not an option. Goggins explains how he broke down each impossible goal into smaller, achievable steps. For instance, he started running short distances and gradually increased them, tracking his progress relentlessly. He also pushed himself through the pain, learning that the mind often quits long before the body does. By tackling challenges one step at a time, even tasks that seemed hopeless became manageable. By the end of the chapter, Goggins shows that facing the impossible is less about physical strength and more about mental resilience. The lesson is clear. No matter how daunting a challenge seems, persistence, planning, and refusing to quit can turn the impossible into reality. Pain, struggle, and effort are not obstacles. They are tools to build an unbreakable mindset. Chapter 4. Tone of voice and how it reveals emotions. Tone of voice is a powerful tool for understanding a person's true emotions. It can reveal stress, anger, excitement, or anxiety, even when words try to hide them. For example, someone saying, "I'm fine" in a slightly shaky or high-pitched voice may not be honest and could feel anxious, while the same phrase in a calm, steady voice shows confidence and reassurance. It's important to notice sudden changes in tone or rhythm during conversation, as they can indicate internal conflict or tension. Practical example. In a job interview, if a candidate starts speaking confidently but suddenly raises their voice or hesitates, it may show uncertainty or stress about part of their answer. Observing these shifts helps uncover genuine emotions. Tone of voice should be combined with body language and facial expressions for an accurate reading of a person. For example, someone may give a small smile but speak in a tense voice and move their hands quickly. This indicates internal tension or hidden feelings. Integrating these signals gives a clear picture of someone's emotional state, making communication more effective and precise. Chapter 5. Armored Mind. This chapter explains the importance of developing a strong, armored mind to face life's toughest challenges. It emphasizes that mental toughness is more critical than physical strength. Training the mind to endure discomfort, fear, and pain allows a person to keep going when others would quit. One key example is the intense Navy SEAL preparation, where every exercise tested not just physical endurance, but mental resilience. By embracing suffering instead of avoiding it, the mind becomes trained to handle extreme stress. Small mental exercises like visualizing success before a challenge or repeating motivating affirmations helped build this unbreakable mindset. The lesson from this chapter is clear. To achieve extraordinary goals, the mind must be fortified. Physical limits can always be pushed, but without a strong mental foundation, true potential cannot be reached. Developing an armored mind turns pain, fear, and obstacles into tools for growth and triumph. Chapter 6. It's not about a trophy. This chapter focuses on the idea that true achievement is not about recognition or awards. It's about challenging yourself and discovering what you are truly capable of. The author shares his experience participating in ultra-endurance races, such as the San Diego one-day 100-mile race, often with minimal preparation. Even without proper gear or training, he completed the race in under 19 hours. This story highlights the importance of mental determination over physical readiness, showing that the mind often limits us more than our bodies do. A central concept introduced in this chapter is the cookie jar, a mental technique used to overcome pain and fatigue. Whenever facing extreme challenges, recalling past victories and moments of personal triumph can provide a burst of strength. For example, during grueling parts of the race, thinking about past training sessions, completed workouts, and previous races helped him push through exhaustion. This technique reinforces the idea that motivation and resilience are fueled by one's own experiences, not external validation. The chapter concludes with key lessons about self-discipline and mental toughness. Challenging yourself beyond perceived limits teaches that setbacks and discomfort are opportunities, not obstacles. Preparation is not only physical, but deeply mental, and every difficult moment is a chance to grow stronger. Ultimately, the message is clear. The journey and the inner transformation matter far more than any trophy or applause. And true success comes from mastering your mind. Chapter 7, The Most Powerful Weapon. This chapter reveals what the author calls the most powerful weapon in life: a strong, disciplined mind. Physical strength and talent are helpful, but without a mind trained to endure pain, pressure, and setbacks, success cannot last. The idea is simple but powerful. When you strengthen your mind, you unlock a force that can carry you through any challenge. The key is consistency. Every day is an opportunity to sharpen mental resilience. To build this most powerful weapon, he describes using visualization, self-talk, and constant practice of discipline. For example, before extreme challenges like Navy SEAL training or ultra-endurance races, he would visualize the pain, the cold, the fatigue, and prepare himself to push beyond it. Instead of avoiding hardship, he deliberately placed himself in difficult situations, knowing that suffering was the training ground for greatness. Each time he endured discomfort, his mental armor grew stronger. The main lesson is that discipline and mindset are greater than talent or luck. By embracing challenges instead of running from them, the mind becomes unbreakable. The most powerful weapon is not something external. It is the ability to control your thoughts, conquer fear, and stay focused no matter what. With this, even the most impossible goals become achievable, because nothing can defeat a mind that refuses to quit. Chapter 8, Talent Not Required. This chapter delivers a powerful message. Success does not depend on natural talent. It depends on relentless work, discipline, and perseverance. Many people believe that only the gifted can achieve great things, but the truth is that consistent effort always beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. The real secret lies in doing the things you don't want to do, over and over, until they become part of you. The story shared in this chapter reflects the author's experience during Navy SEAL training and ultramarathons, where he was surrounded by people who were naturally stronger, faster, or smarter. Yet many of them quit when things became unbearably hard. What separated him from them was not talent, but the ability to stay in the game when everything hurt. For example, in ultra races, while others collapsed from exhaustion, he forced himself to keep moving by focusing on one step at a time. His endurance was not about speed or strength. It was about refusing to quit. The lesson is clear. Talent might open the door, but it is discipline, mental toughness, and consistency that keep you moving forward. Life does not reward those who start strong. It rewards those who finish strong. Anyone, regardless of background or natural ability, can achieve extraordinary results if they are willing to suffer, to train their mind, and to push far beyond their comfort zone. True greatness belongs to those who persist, not those who are merely talented. Hunter, Chapter 9, Uncommon Amongst the Uncommon. This chapter is about pushing yourself to rise above even the best. It's not enough to be strong or disciplined. True greatness means standing out even among those who are already extraordinary. The idea is that when you are surrounded by elite performers, you should not blend in. You should aim to be the one who inspires and challenges them through your effort and determination. An example shared is during Navy SEAL training. Everyone in that environment was already tough, disciplined, and capable. Yet by working harder than the rest, by running faster, swimming longer, and refusing to show weakness, he gained respect even among the strongest. Instead of comparing himself to average people, he compared himself to the very best and tried to go beyond them. This mindset allowed him to separate himself from the crowd. The main lesson is simple. Never settle, even when you are already doing well. Being uncommon amongst the uncommon means constantly raising your standards, never becoming comfortable, and proving that limits can always be pushed further. True success is not about being better than average. It is about being the one others look at and say, "That's what impossible looks like." Chapter 10. The Empowerment of Failure. This chapter explains that failure is not something to fear. It's a tool for growth. Every setback is a chance to learn, improve, and come back stronger. Instead of seeing failure as the end, it should be seen as feedback. The more you fail, the more experience you gain, and the closer you get to success. A clear example is when he failed several times before finally passing the Navy SEAL training. Each failure taught him something new: how to train harder, how to control his mind, and how to stay calm under pressure. Later in ultramarathons, he often hit physical limits and felt broken, but he used those moments to understand himself better and to prepare for the next challenge. Failure became fuel, not defeat. The main lesson here is that success is built on the back of failure. No one achieves greatness without setbacks. By embracing failure instead of avoiding it, you remove its power over you. Every time you fall and get back up, your mind becomes tougher, your confidence grows, and you prove to yourself that nothing can stop you. Chapter 11. What if? This chapter explores the power of asking one simple question: what if? Instead of being limited by fear or excuses, this mindset opens the door to possibilities. What if you can go further than you think? What if you try one more time? What if you push past the pain instead of quitting? By asking these questions, the mind shifts from doubt to hope and from weakness to strength. The idea is illustrated through moments of extreme challenge, where exhaustion and fear suggested giving up. But by asking, "What if I keep going?" the focus turned away from limits and onto potential. This simple shift created energy and motivation to continue when everything seemed impossible. It showed that the mind creates most of the barriers, and that those barriers can be broken. The lesson is powerful. Life is not about avoiding struggle, but about discovering what is possible when you dare to push further. What if is not just a question, it's a tool to unlock hidden strength and to imagine a better version of yourself. By living with this mindset, every obstacle becomes a chance, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. Can't Hurt Me is more than just a story. It's a blueprint for building mental toughness and breaking limits. From the 40% rule to the accountability mirror, from the cookie jar to the mindset of being uncommon amongst the uncommon, the lessons are clear. Pain is fuel, failure is a teacher, and the mind is the most powerful weapon you have. The message is simple but life-changing. You don't need talent, you don't need comfort, and you don't need anyone's permission. You only need the courage to face your fears, push past excuses, and keep going, when everything in you says stop. That is how you discover your true potential. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to follow the channel to support the effort and stay inspired with more book summaries. And this channel is for you. So leave a comment with your suggestions. What book should we cover next? Your ideas make this space better, and together we'll keep growing.